Okay. Podcast. We are podcasting. Welcome to my podcast. Finally, the time has come. It is, by the time this drops, it will be maybe Friday. Maybe I'll drop this on Friday. So it will be 2024. Happy New Year. Yeah, let's get into this. So I'm not going to do a very long episode for the first one because I'm going to be very honest. I'm having a slight panic attack and I don't want to have a panic attack in front of all you people. And then you talk about me on Instagram. So we're just going to talk for a little bit and we're going to talk about 2024. Let's first actually go back. And if you're wondering who I'm looking at, I'm not a crazy person, but I'm not in the room by myself. I'm speaking to the Shauna Bonner. You can't see her, but she's very cute behind the camera. So we are going to every Friday during the year, I do a weekly highlight and it is a highlight from whatever happened, whatever my greatest moment was my whole week. I write it down on a sticky note. I fold it up. I put it in the jar. And then the 31st, end of the year, I go over all my highlights and then I just do a bit of a reflection. Is that the word? Reflection? So we're going to do that. And I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous about what's in this glass because I had a good 2023, but just my luck, I'm going to pull something that's going to be depressing. So if I cry, fast forward and don't talk about me. Thank you. So we're going to start. Awkward way to reach and grab that. I'm so nervous to go look in this freaking thing. And it could be anything. I wasn't even living here when I started doing these. I literally am having a panic attack a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Let's get ourselves some wine here. Cause wine eases it all. Do you want a glass, Shauna Bonner?
I would love some.
And I already put the thing in because I don't want y'all talking about me if I couldn't open up my glass. I never had black girl wine, but it seems fitting because I'm a black girl.
I've heard good things about it.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want this to spill on my top. Actually, I should have asked you to do this. Not that I don't care about your top, but can you? Shauna Bonner's going to open the ASMR, my favorite thing. Should I? Okay. Oi. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
So satisfying. Here you go. Okay. Let's get into it. It smells like grape juice.
I'm going to let you taste it before I pour me some.
It's not sweet at all.
So you love it.
I love it. Dang, I thought it was going to be sweet. I should have got... Actually, this was a Christmas gift. So shout out to you. This was so anticlimactic. All right, the first one, I started my spring semester. If you don't know, I am currently in school. I go to Hampton University online for forensic science. And this is when I started my spring semester, January 9th, last year, 23, or this year, right? Yeah, January 9th, spring semester. It wasn't my first. I don't know why that would be a big deal to me.
That's exciting.
Is it?
How
was already.
was it? How was your semester?
Spring semester was fine. Spring semester I think is when I took pre-calc. And pre-calc was tough because I am not a mather. But it was okay, I guess.
How was it taking classes online though?
I like taking classes online personally. Cuz there's the classes where you have to log in every day at 6 and then be live. I can't do that. I hate that. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want people to talk to me. I don't want to have my camera on. I hate it. But my class is, they upload the syllabus and then every week they release what you have to do. That's what I need to do so I can work at my own pace, which I like because my mom is also in school and she has to log in live with the people, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to sit in your class and talk to you live.
So you didn't make any friends from any of your classes?
No. And someone asked me, like, this one girl will be sending me messages and stuff. And I'm like, we are not here to be friends. We are here to learn. And so I would just stop responding because I'm like, you're trying to be my friend. And like, I could be a crazy person. Literally, we don't live anywhere near. It's bizarre to me. Of course, I pulled this one. Okay. So this one, shit. Okay, this one just says I got up. So someone very close to me, their mom passed, and I was not taking it well at all. And I was very depressed and very much in my bed for weeks. I was in my bed for weeks. And I was not answering my phone or anything like that. And so when I finally was like, you can't do this. And I got up out the bed. I remember writing that.
So do you think that isolation is your way of handling grief?
Yeah, I don't do death well. I don't do that. So like usually, like, so when I was in high school, my uncle passed away. On a Thursday, I got up and went to school that next day. And my mom was like, meanwhile, we found out in the middle of the night, literally like maybe 2, 3 something in the evening. Cause I remember her waking me up. They said I blacked out. I remember her waking me up. I don't remember what happened after that. But I remember waking up the next day and getting dressed, and my mom was like, where are you going? And I was like, I'm going to school. And she's like, well, you don't have to. And I was like, no, I'm going to go to school. And so I went to school the next day. I didn't tell anybody. I told one person, excuse me, just so like he can like keep an eye, like hold me down. That was the only person that I told. Didn't tell my teachers, nothing. Like they didn't find out until somehow my principal found out, like by talking to my mom or something like that. And then my teachers knew, but I told absolutely no one. Cause like I can't do that.
Did people like start to comfort you? How do you feel about people comforting you in times like that?
It makes it worse. Cause like I get it. Like if you're sad and someone's like, first thing they ask you is like, can I hug you? They try to give you a hug. I'm gonna cry. And I don't like that. First of all, I'm a crier already. If it starts to rain right now, I'm gonna be crying. And I tell you all the time, if it rains, I'm not gonna go. Like I can't do it. So it's just like I get them trying to help me and be nice. And sometimes it does help. But then sometimes it's so overwhelming because, which I'm in therapy for, I'm not ready to do that. Like I don't want to do that. Sometimes I just need to sit in it. I've gotten much better. But I can't. I just immediately like divert my energy. So usually I'll start, like if I'm upset or like something like that happens, I start cleaning. Whole house will be immaculate because I can't. Don't like comfort me.
Speaking of cleaning and people passing, do you believe in the superstition of washing people out of your life by washing dishes on New Year's?
No. And I've never heard that. So if you can't hear Shauna, she came over earlier. We were like setting up. And I was like, forgive me. I'm about to like do a little laundry and I need to wash my dishes. And she flipped her lid and said, apparently you're not supposed to wash your dishes because it washes people away and then they die. I never heard that in my life. I know you're not supposed to have wet laundry going into the new year, but you told me not even to wash my clothes at all. I have hours. It's freaking, what time is it right now?
3.
It's 3:00. Literally have hours.
Not anymore, you don't.
No, you can't bring the new year in. Like if my last piece of clothing dries at 11:50, I'm good.
No, they said by sunset, if you had to clean today.
You're just making that up. You can tap it, yeah. You have to, yeah. I never heard sunset. That's insane. Someone let me know. I'm actually probably going to clip this because there's no way. Sunset is not enough time.
If you wake up early.
Also, I can't do my dishes. I've never heard that before. You're insane.
Because why would you wait until the end of the year to clean up anyway?
It's not that honestly, when the time just got away from me. Time just got away from me. And I was a little inebriated this morning when I got up. So I couldn't. My plan was like, let me get up and. clean, and I didn't do anything. But no, what you're saying is not at all true. I've heard of like you're supposed to have black eyed peas in your house for money or something black. I don't know. Black, like old black people are nuts. That stuff don't work. And you today said put cinnamon in your hand and blow it into your house. Never heard that. Never. I've heard the man of the house has to be the first person to cross the threshold after the new year for money or
I've
something.
never heard that.
That you've never heard, but blowing cinnamon into your
The
house.
cinnamon one, I feel like I've heard that so many times, and not even just about at the beginning of the year. They say you're supposed to do that at the first of every month.
You're
I'm
nuts.
not even joking.
I've
heard that
never heard
and
that.
I feel like I get so many TikTok videos about it. When the first of the month wraps around, it's like, oh, don't forget to do this. Don't forget to do this. And it's always the cinnamon and the salt one. I can't remember what the salt is, but the cinnamon one, they always say that.
The first of the month,
Mm-hmm.
and then what do I do? Sweep the cinnamon up? I have a dog.
Great question. I don't know what the follow up is after that.
Got it. Okay. You just made that. Oh, wow. My next one. Passed pre-calc with a B. And then I wrote go off, sis, because let me tell you something. Pre-calc, it got to a point where I was like cheating because I needed to pass. Like, I have to take pre-calc for my major, but I do not math. Like, I can't do it. Don't ask me to do it. And I'm going to cheat. Like, if it comes down to the wire and it's either me or it's the grade. And so I started to cheat. And I cheated myself to a B. And I'm going to tell you, I was not upset about it. I don't feel bad about it. If my professor's watching, it's too late. I already have the grade. And like, it's too late. So I don't know what to tell you. I can't.
Not have talked about this during the semester because I love math.
Do you? Are you a mather?
Yes, I am a mather.
I wish I would have known that because I was dying.
Yeah.
Like, it was bad.
I'm a schooler in general because math and writing both, like anything. I love school.
Love school. I love school.
Yeah.
But okay. There are two things on here. The first one was, that's funny. I wish I would have put a date on this. The first one, I know this was sometime in January though. I started knitting a cardigan. That cardigan is currently upstairs in my bedroom, still in the bag with the needles in it. Haven't touched it in months. I have this much of the back done, like not even enough to cover half the back. Didn't even finish it. And I keep saying I need to do that. And then other interesting things come up and I just don't finish it. And then the other thing is season 2, episode 1 done. So if you also don't know, prior to this solo pod, I had a podcast. And around this time was the revamp was season 2. Episode 1, we did like a whole revamp photo shoot and everything. And we actually did something similar to this where we went over vision boards and talked about what we wanted for ourselves and for the podcast for 23. Obviously, I'm sitting here with you by myself. So the pod did not work out. But I remember saying when I was filming the pod, one of the things on my vision board was that 2023 was going to be a me season. And I repeating Issa Rae and being like, if you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. You might want to block me. You might want to unfollow me because it's a me season. I'm coming for it, which I did. I went for 2023 hard. And I crossed off a lot of things on my vision board, which I wish I could see. So that's actually a good segue. I'll stop doing these and do my little reflection, which is I knew maybe 2 episodes into the old pod season 2 that it was not going to last. Like, it just was not feasible for me to continue. And I was like,
Why do you feel that way?
I think it's great to podcast with someone else. Like, you have someone to talk to, you have someone, which is why I was like, I need you to at least like sit behind the camera because I don't want to just be in here like an idiot talking to the phone, talking to the camera. But I think unless both parties are doing what feels like an adequate amount of work and there's a very open and honest line of communication on like, what is it that you do? What is it that I do? What do you expect from me? And what do I expect from you? And then we take it from there. It's just doomed to shit. because the person who's doing the most work is always going to be resentful of the other person. And whole time the other person could feel like, oh, I feel like I've been pulling my weight, which is what happened. So it got to a point where I was like stressed out, and I'm like, I love this. I love doing this. I love the person I was doing it with to this day. Like, love her down. But it just was like, I feel like after a while, it just became more work than it was fun. And once I got in there and I shut the camera on and we were on the mic and everything, it was fine. Like, we did fine. But leading up to it, I'm like, I cannot, like, it's just not fun. Like, it's too much work. Not that it was too much work, but because I don't mind the work. It's more of like, if I'm stressed out, I'm going to need you to be like at least a quarter stressed out. And I was not getting that. So then it was kind of just easier. And then at that point, by the time we were trailing off, I had started working with Learn Lionel. So if you also don't know, I produced the Learn Lionel show. And then it just kind of, it didn't really fit because I was like, I can just do the work over here, kind of start my own thing, do everything, you know what I mean? Like on my own time. I don't have to do another personality or another person. And then we can just kind of like, just let this, you know what I mean? Like just let this ride out. And that's eventually what happened, unfortunately. It just, I don't know, it just got hard and it just wasn't fun anymore. So I knew, I was like, I'm not going to be able to do this. And I had set a goal for myself that in a year, one full year, I needed to go solo. So the plan was to do that season 2, or would have been like season 2 or 3, but do that pod for a full year. And then after that, go solo, which we are on track to. Because technically, like I wanted to have dropped an episode or whatever, but I'm going to put the promo out today if I can get it done. And then tomorrow will be January 1st. So technically, I did just that. I did a year of working, revamping, you know what I mean? Like doing my thing. And now here we are a year later and I have my own pod and I'm working on my own time and I'm at my own home. And my new home, which was on my list, my vision board list. And I feel great. So like podcasting and working on my content, that was on my vision board for 23. And I ate that down, left no crumbs. The girls say that. The kids also say that. And I moved. Moving was top of the list. I needed to move. And I remember also saying last year or the beginning of this year, if I do not move, I'm going to chew glass. And I don't have to chew glass because I'm in my new house. What else was on there? Content was on there. Oh, keeping my grades up in school, which was, not only did I do great in school, I made the dean's list. Thanks. And my GPA is almost a 4.0. Once I hit the 4, then I'll be like, great. I think maybe 4.0 is going to be like my list for this year. I can't remember all the other stuff that was on there, but I ate 23 down. Like, I did that. And it wasn't, I don't often say that a year has been good to me. I feel like for the last few years, like maybe since 21, have just been having consistently shitty ass years. And this was my first like year where I was like, this is a great year. Like when I did my reel to say goodbye to 23, I didn't have to mention like loss. I didn't mention anything because even though I had some loss, it doesn't feel like it. Like I feel fulfilled. 23 was fulfilling, which is hard to say. And I think that oftentimes, especially around this time when people are posting their like what I did during 23 or what I did during whatever the year is, they feel like other people kind of feel down on themselves and they feel like, well, damn, like I didn't achieve anything. I didn't do shit. And some people, like I had a whole vision board. There were like 8 things on there. And I did, I think like 6, which I'll take. I did more than half the things on my list. Perfect. Some people don't make a list. Some people, their goal, you don't make a list. You don't do a vision board?
No.
I have to do a vision board because it gives me something to look forward to. But then I know people who don't do one because some people like putting everything on a list like that is overwhelming. One. And then like at the end of the year, if you have 8 things on there and you did one thing, then some people will feel like I didn't do shit this whole year. But it's really like not that you didn't do it, but maybe you did it in a different way. I don't know. Why don't you do it?
I think for me, it feels like I'm limiting myself when I make a list, I'll just be so hyper focused on doing the things on the list versus doing things that I enjoy or things that are fun or taking risks, because that's really been
Yeah.
my thing like for the past 2 years. It's just like taking as many risks as possible. Um, so the list is more deterring for me than helpful.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I never thought about that. I guess that makes sense though, because like if I have a list, I'm gonna work to check this list off.
exactly.
However, this, like, I don't know, something weird kind of happened where it was like, you like this wine? Oh, she said no. I forgot that I even honestly, I'm not even gonna hold you. I should have followed my first mind and put tequila in this glass. In this, do you watch Love is Blind on Netflix?
I don't watch anything.
Got it. They have these like little gold chalices on Love is Blind that everyone is like obsessed with, and so this was as close as I could get to them.
Oh,
Oh, you can kind of use it as a mirror.
yeah.
Not really. Um, and so I had to have them. But I don't know, this weird thing happened with my list where I kind of forgot about the list. And every now and again I'd be like, oh damn, I need to like check the list and make sure I'm at least I need to do something like work out, eat healthy, something. But this thing happened where I kind of naturally checked things off. I mean, did get to a point where the only thing, excuse me, I was focusing on was moving out. And I was like, if moving out is the only thing I do on this list this year, I will be perfectly fine with that. Is that how you felt?
No, I was just gonna ask a question.
Why didn't you just ask me instead of raising your hand? It's just us in here.
Now I forgot the question.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Just shout it out.
Next time I will.
Something's so wrong with you.
But I was thinking. This isn't really a question, but I was thinking about how you said that like eating healthy or stuff like that. I feel like that's another thing that's kind of deterring about making a list. Is like anybody's list that I personally have seen. I feel like it's so vague and like travel, eat healthy, exercise more, and it's just like if you didn't exercise at all last year, exercising once this year, you can automatically cross it off because I'm automatically like doing more. I
Yeah.
feel like if I was to make a list, or I think if people make lists, that it should be more specific. Like, oh, I would like to lose X amount of weight by X
Yeah.
date. Like making smart goals.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Like an attainable
yeah.
goal. I think it's called a short goal or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. There's something like either short goal or long goal
It's
or like reach goal or
so smart goal is how I learned it. So
smart.
it's
Okay.
like I can't remember what the S is, but it's S measurable,
Yeah. Yep.
attainable.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's what
I know
that's what
exactly.
it
Yeah.
says.
That's what it
Yeah.
is. And I was supposed to do my vision board. So that I would have it before tomorrow. I think once we are done here later on tonight, I'll probably like pour a different, much better wine because this is not it. And like, no offense, but just like I'm like, this is just not it for me. Um, I just lied. I'm gonna drink tequila. And then I'm gonna just do my vision board. But I wanted to start doing that. So last year I just did pictures, but I knew what the pictures meant. This year I wanted to, like, for instance, work out more 3 times a week. It doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be consecutive, but Monday to Sunday. Or is it supposed to be Sunday to Saturday?
I do Sunday, Saturday.
Okay, you start your week Sunday. That's peculiar.
I think starting your week on Monday is insane. When you look at a calendar, does it start on Sunday or does it
Yeah,
start
I
on
think that's
Monday?
wrong. I think Monday. Yeah, that's not right. It's supposed to be Monday. Or when you're in school, teach the kids Sunday goes first because they tell you Monday's first.
Oh, I got taught Sunday first in school. I've never heard anybody like not until like my adult years and as of late anyway on social media did I hear people say that they like are starting their week on Monday. Like Sunday is the start of the week.
No, maybe it's a me thing then. Because I never, Sunday is like my last day of the week and that's my like rest day. Monday starts the week because I don't have to do anything on Sunday, but I do have to go to work and go to school on Monday. That's not right. Okay. I don't even know where I was going with that, but oh, that's what I was saying. So like for me, I'm going to do like workout 3 times a week. So Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Sunday, during the 7-day period, I need to like put ass to machine 3 times a week. Eating healthy, like I think for me, I have terrible portion control. So for me, it's going to be like, do not eat family size bag of Lay's potato chips in one sitting because why are we doing that?
I feel that wholeheartedly.
Why would I eat an entire bag of Doritos with the Doritos dip and then say, hey, These jeans don't fit. Duh. And why would I do that 3 times a week? Why do I have 4 things to dip in my fridge right now? Well, someone said that to me, but still. So like eat healthy. I have to do stuff like stop eating raw cookie dough. I'm not going to stop doing that because it's one of my favorite snacks. But like stuff like that, because eat healthy, like you said, could easily be like have a salad once a month. And it's like, girl, you put ham all over that salad.
It's just like how you're saying right now. People will go to extreme too quickly, so then they're not even like reaching the goals on their list. So it's just like I want to start
Yeah,
eating healthier, so I'm gonna stop doing X, Y, and Z, and
that's
that's not
me.
it. So it's just like still eat the cookie dough, just eat less of the cookie
Yeah,
dough.
that's me.
Still eat the chips, just eat less of the chips.
And my mom, I get that from my dad. My mom, I wish my phone's over there. My mom always complains. Can you tap this just so I can check time? Um, you'll have to. Yeah, you'll have to. Oh, I could. I guess I could type it in unless you want to type it.
I mean, if you don't mind telling me.
No, I
Is
don't
it
care.
long? Okay,
All caps.
I'll just hand it to you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
My mom always talks about like how my dad is so extreme. So like when he wanted to stop eating pork, instead of him not eating as much pork, he just stopped completely. And she was like, well, why don't we just eat less until you wean off of it? And he's like, no, I'm done. I'm not eating pork. I'm over it. You shouldn't eat this. Da, da, da. She said he lasted like a week, like a week and not even the weekend. Went to the store, came home. Came in the house one day. He had fried an entire pack of bacon and was eating it. And I was like, what is wrong with you? And to this day, he's still the same way. Like he'll be like, you know what? I'm losing weight. I'm done eating like hot dogs. And I'm like, well, Dad, you quite literally love hot dogs. And he's like, I can't be eating that. It's just a bunch of nonsense. Da, da, da. And then I'll go to his house and I'm like, hey, who has 9 hot dogs in the pot? And he's like, yeah, and it's like, why would you be eating not one? Why are you eating hot dogs? Let's start there. It's you eat hot dogs?
I love hot dogs. And not even like jokingly because you just said your dad loves hot dogs. I love hot dogs.
That's insane.
No, like when I go to Costco, I get one on the way in, get one on the way out. If we're at a barbecue or something, go ahead and burn me 3 hot dogs. I'll take them all.
No,
Yeah, no. I
no.
love hot dogs.
Even when I was younger, I never liked I don't like the way they smell. I don't like the way they taste. I don't like I don't like them. I can't. Ew, I can actually smell it as we're talking about it. And hot dogs stink.
No, you gotta get it on the grill, get it real crispy, put in a nice bun, some ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce. Delicious.
First of all, you putting sauce and shit on it,
Oh,
and I can't do the sauce.
got it. I forgot you're crazy.
No, I'm not. No,
Not liking condiments or sauces is crazy.
I don't think that's a first episode type of conversation, but I think sauce is too much. You don't need all of that on it. Like you said, you put mustard, ketchup, and barbecue sauce. That's too much sauce.
Ketchup, barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, and mustard. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's too much like sauce on an item.
I think that if food cannot stand, not to get too off topic, but if food cannot stand alone without the sauce, it's not good food. But I need a hot dog plain. So
You would eat a hot dog plain. You would have no like
no
type.
bun. I'll just eat the hot dog in my hand.
You would eat a hot dog with no bun.
Correct. I love hot dogs.
Do you have anything else in your house?
I eat a lot of things at home.
I'm saying if you're eating a hot dog with no bun, what's the scenario here? You have nothing else in your home, and obviously
No, I just wanted a hot dog. I'll have a full fridge and eat a hot dog. Oh, when you lived in LA, did you ever go to Pink's?
I drove past it 1,000 times.
Listen.
And when I realized what it was, we had to like look at it. I was like, why the fuck are people standing in line? Like I'm so confused. And I also was like obsessed with donuts out there because I love donuts. And I told you I lived literally down the street from Randy's Donuts. And so I was like, oh, that must be a donut. Surely it's donuts. Surely it's not. It's fucking hot dogs. And I couldn't understand. I could not fathom why people were standing in a line for a hot dog.
Some of the best hot dogs you'll have.
What does that mean? They're not making them from scratch. So how could they be some of the best hot dogs I would ever have in my life?
The hot dog itself is delicious. Like it's like, pure beef hot dogs. And then the toppings, depending on what you like, because I'm really picky about toppings in general, but like they have a billion different hot dog options with so many different toppings. They're good. And it's not like sauces, it's like actual toppings. Like they'll put like, I don't know, onion, sauerkraut,
Chili.
like those. Oh, chili. Yeah. Oh, a chili dog. You know what you guys don't have here? Wiener Schnitzel. And they have the best hot dogs.
You like being like hard into like where to go for hot dogs?
Yes.
Nuts.
Yes.
Insane.
A chili cheese dog, I'd do anything for it.
A chili cheese dog.
A bacon wrapped chili cheese dog, I'd do anything for it.
Okay. I can't even think about this. What do you mean by bake? Like, no, there's,
It'd be
okay.
bacon wrapped.
What's chili cheese dog? Chili on it,
Yeah,
and
chili
then,
and then cheese on top.
oh, like shredded cheese. Ow.
Yeah, I guess it depends on where you go because I've seen people make chili cheese dogs. This is very off topic, but I've seen people make chili cheese dogs with like chili and then like nacho cheese. Yeah,
I just
or like
almost imploded.
yeah, like that type. Yeah,
That is repugnant.
delicious.
Yes, got it.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, how do we get on hot dogs? Attainable goals.
Mhm.
Okay. Goal for the new year. Please stop eating hot dogs, guys. They're so gross. But no, I agree with you that you have to make goals for you that are attainable. And then also I think it's okay to like that's the original point. It's okay to only have 3 goals for the year. Like you don't have to. I'm very very extra with a sundae and cherry on top. So I need at least 10 goals so that I'm going to be honest. I need at least 12 goals so that 3 of them I can just bullshit. Like I just know I'm not going to. There's a goal of getting my driver's license that has been on my goal list for the last since 2018. I ain't been into a DMV. I ain't touched a book. I ain't done a damn thing because Uber.
We're getting your driver's license next month.
Next month is nuts.
I'm gonna teach you how to drive in one weekend, and we're gonna get you your license. The test is easy.
Everybody says that.
I feel like actually driving is harder than taking the test. Cause all they have you do is like, oh, drive onto the street, make a right turn, make a left turn. Like, you can do all of that. So
That is
put
on
that
my
on your
list
goals
for this
list.
year. I was gonna say it's on my list for this year. But yeah, like I think it's okay to have whatever number is comfortable for you. Like 3 goals. You don't have to do a major list. You don't have to go like all out of your way. You don't have to do all of that. And I think around this time when people are posting their yearly recaps, everyone's year looks different. Everybody's journey is not the same. What you consider to be a goal is different than what someone else considers to be a goal. So I think we kind of have to go into the 24. Main thing, stop comparing yourself to people. And I know it's like easier said than done because sometimes I fall into a habit of like, especially with podcasting, being like, damn, this bitch done started a podcast and I like been working on this for a year. Literally been working on this podcast for a year. And I only didn't get it out because I've been doing things in between. Like I said, like I produce a whole show. I have a job. I'm in school. I moved. So that was a whole big thing. But like life gets to people. So I think it's hard not to compare yourself to someone, Avi. But I think it's like a thing that we have to start to do. Like I had to literally start being like, I didn't start the podcast yet, but I did travel to this place and just, like help do a live show. I did just ace my pre-calculus finally. You know what I mean? Like I had to learn how to fill in the blank of where someone else's success was that triggered an insecurity in me and then get comfortable with like not needing to be triggered by insecurity to feel that sense of fulfillment, if that makes sense. So like a main thing for me, 24, and I think at some point in 23, I just stopped doing it. Like, I think that's why I had such a great year. I just kind of didn't care anymore. Like if I just didn't care, like this had to be the most, I just don't give a damn year for me. Like if you don't like me, I don't care. If you don't want to be near me, I don't care. if you did something that I wanted to do and I haven't done it yet, I don't care. Like, props to you. When my podcast ended, the first one, I was like, the point of that pod obviously was to, because she has her own podcast now, which started before mine, way before mine. Um, and I had no idea until someone else had mentioned it to me. And then I was like, oh, that feels insane to me.
It started before the podcast you guys were doing together, or just started before this?
Before this, it
Oh,
started
okay.
before this podcast.
Okay.
Um, and I was like, it feels insane to me that you would have a podcast that started before me when the podcast, like, it obviously stopped at the same time, and somehow you pushed the show before I did. Like, and then I was like, well, let's keep in mind I'm doing 1,000 other things. You know what I mean? Like, so that's fine. But also, it was kind of a thing of like, the pod that I had was not supposed to last. It was supposed to give my partner the confidence to start her own. My previous partner, I don't know how you would say that, but give her the confidence to start her own pod on her own and do her thing, which she's doing. Like, shout out. Um, and then also give me the courage to, because I never wanted to do a podcast with someone. There was one person I had in mind, my best friend. He didn't want to do it. He was not interested at all. And because that was the only person I had in mind, immediately I was like, well, I'm just going to go, like, I'm going to do it by myself. And then I never did it. So the goal was to always do it by myself. So I like totally lost my train of thought just now. What was I even saying to you? I was talking about her. She started. Oh. The goal of that podcast was to give me the courage to sit in a chair and do this by myself. Because that was the big thing. It wasn't being on camera. I don't care about that. I don't like the way my voice sounds, even though all of you do. So it's like, I don't have to listen to this. If they like it, then I love it. It was really like, how am I supposed to sit in the chair and do this by myself? I was nervous to do it alone. So I think that the podcast served its purpose. Because here I am now with my own show. Like, I'm doing my own thing. So I think that you have to find a way to, all that to say, you have to find a way to find fulfillment and happiness in your own movements, your journey, your map, your guide, your whatever the hell, your Palm Pilot doesn't look the same as someone else's. So, like, just do you. It's not that deep. And also, you don't have to have a goals list. You can just live your life. Some people's goal is to just make it. And I feel that deep. Like, some people is like, look, my life is already a mess. And at this point, my goal is to just make it to the next hour.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, I think I like how you do your jar. I think just keeping track during the year of
Yeah.
small wins is such a great idea.
Yeah.
I didn't write mine down, but exactly that. Like, this was a small win. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
was able to do this, and I wasn't able to do that before. Like, I got this
Right.
great job. I lived by myself. I did this and that. Like, so
Literally
definitely
that.
just
Like, and that's why I started doing it. Someone, like, I know does it and she doesn't like do it anymore. But I was like, that's actually genius, because also, like, having this jar, it should be a little more filled than this, but one, some of them are like squished on each other. And also, I forget sometimes because I just don't feel like sometimes you have a week when you just don't feel like anything was good. But seeing a jar full of, like, in this jar, everything I felt was win worthy. Like, these are my winnings. I won every time I put something in this jar. So I think having a visual representation of what I achieved, it also helps, because when I have a week where, or a couple weeks where I just feel like nothing is going my way, I'm not doing anything right, I'm crying, I'm struggling, I'm depressed, I have cramps, and I just want to eat a family size bag of Doritos, then I'll be like, you know what I'm gonna do? Hit the jar. And sometimes, like, I'll go through when it's not the end of the year and I go and I read something, I'm like, all right, it kind of like brings you back, because it's like, nothing lasts forever.
right.
You're fine. You're not gonna die. It'll be fine. You just have to, as corny as this is, one of my favorite quotes now is, the only way through it is through it. Like, the only way to get through it is to
Go through it.
go through it. Yeah.
I thought we were gonna say the same quote because one of my
What?
favorite quotes is, "You've survived 100% of your bad days."
Oh,
Like,
that's a good one.
I love it because like
That's a good one.
there are days like just how you said, like crying, like just I did not do anything, like I feel like I'm quite literally failing, but it's just like I felt like this before, and
Mm-hmm.
here I am. Like I made it through those days. Like I could make it through this.
Yeah. And Beyonce, in one of her songs, Ring Off, it's a song about like when her mom like leaves her dad and everything like that. And at the very end, it's a voice note of Tina Knowles being like, "You're not gonna die. You're gonna survive." And it's like when I heard that, I don't know why, like it kind of clicked for me, and I was like, "That's legit." Like I'm having a bad day today, but I'm literally not going to die because I had a shitty day at work. I'm going to get through this. So it had to be like a mental thing to be like, this sucks. It absolutely sucks. I'm not taking that away from myself. I'm not going to die. I'm fine. And I think that's like major thing. Like you have to learn how to just get, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you just got to get up. And there are times when you can cry and sit there and like, if you want to feel shitty, feel shitty. But then there's other times where it's like, if you need to go like look at your sticky note, look at your goals, do that. Like do what you need to do to make it through, but don't compare yourself to somebody else because another good quote that I love, like, you're the only you. There's no one else on this planet who is going to be you. No one else is going to do what you can do. No one else, even if it's like, you know what? No one else can do a handstand like me. You know what, bitch? You're right. No one can do a handstand like you. I can't even do a handstand. So, like, that's literally, quite literally true. You are the blueprint to your own self. Like, there is no other version of you. So, don't compare yourself to someone else because you're never going to match. And that's just, I don't know. That is it's my mood. That's my 2024 mood. I would hate to have the same mood of like it's a me season, but this kind of like 2024, I went for it and I did it. 2023. In 2024, I don't know.
So you said you haven't written your goals list yet.
No.
What types of things do you think you want to put on your list, or do you think you want to accomplish next year?
I need to okay, I don't want to say find a man or find a woman. I don't know how to wink, but if you're out there. But I have a bad habit of like closing doors before they open. So this needs to be like my year of, I know when this comes out, I'm here about this. This needs to be like my year of yes. Like if somebody is like,
I love that book.
yeah. Although I hated the book.
Oh,
But we talked about this.
yeah.
I told you it took me forever to read the goddamn book. Couldn't do it.
I sped through it. I loved it so much.
No. And there were some things in there, but like this needs to be my year of like yes, because I complain about like it's always bing bong and nobody ever is like take me out to dinner, except when I told you I went on that date and someone like asked me out and I was like, you know what, I am nervous, my stomach is in my asshole, but I'm gonna go, and I had the best time, like literally the best time ever, and all we did was eat food. But the company was like great, and I think that I always, because I'm always thinking of like I have too much to do to sit here and like talk to you. And then I get upset when it's like, damn, I really want to go get dinner and like I don't have anyone to go get dinner with. Like, so I think this year is like my year of I can't even get it out. But this is the year of the yes. Like I'm going to start doing stuff. Like, you want to go to Toronto? Sure, let's do it. You want to go on a date? Sure. Let's do it. Let's think let me think about doing it.
That is so funny. This guy asked me on a date, and I felt the same way. I was literally crying on my way there, like real tears. My
It's
mom was like,
anxiety filled.
I had to call my mom. She was like, if you don't want to go that bad, then don't go. But I got there, and it was literally the best time I had. Like,
Yeah.
he literally at the date was like, you're everything that I've been looking for. I wanted to evaporate. I was so excited, like, had the best time. And I was just like, that's so crazy that I was feeling, like,
Please.
so.
Bing bong, please take me out to dinner. Please. And that's the thing, it's never as bad as you think it is, because even the day I went on, I told you, like, I was texting you like I'm gonna throw up, I can't even do this, and it was with a person that I already know. So I can't imagine doing it with someone I don't know, which is part of the reason why I'm currently in the situation that I'm in right now, because it's like you could easily just say yes, go out with this person, like it's not that serious, but I'm just afraid. So like this is the year of like, stop being a pansy, stop being a crybaby, and let's like do it. Like let's go out here and catch ourselves a person, because it could be a man or a woman. I don't know who it is yet, but it could be a man or a woman. So that's on my I did like me and a couple of people did like a group vision board. And so everybody put one picture up and I put a picture up of a black couple because I'm like kind of very serious about this. Like 2024 into 5, I should be kissing someone on New Year's because I don't want to have to kiss my dog again. Yeah. So that's the goals list. And honestly, my vision board might just be like, say yes. Like, just do it. Like, I achieved so much this year that now I kind of feel like I don't have, not that I don't have anything to do, but now I'm literally this is the first year I've ever been scrambling to make a list, like, or make a vision board, which I kind of like because it's like, maybe I could just like chill a little bit now and do stuff that I would not ordinarily do, like go into a studio. You know what I mean? Like, this might just be my year of like, well, let's fuck around and find out. I like to fuck around and find out sometimes. So like, this just could be the year for that. So we are almost at time. So I think 2024 projection, what I want for my pod, I just want y'all to like it. And if you don't like it, please don't tell me. Or like, if you don't like it, but you have something constructive to say, DM me. Don't leave a comment underneath because then like people going to be drawn and they're going to start like, you know what I mean? And I don't got time for that. I started the pod and that was the hardest thing. So I did the hardest thing already. And I'm very proud of myself and I'm very excited. We'll see. I don't know. I think whatever is meant to be will be. And I think I have good feelings about the pod. I have very good feelings about the pod. So we can wrap. And golly, this like kind of flew by. Because now when I'm done this, all I have to do is post it. I know you are. Thank you. I'm so like nervous. My stomach is like turning. So we're going to get out here so that I can post my promo so that you guys can subscribe. So if you haven't already done so, we are currently on YouTube if you're watching this. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things. Follow me on Instagram. I guess I'll put my Instagram somewhere on this screen. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet. But when I do, then I'll just start to say like, I'm going to put it right here. Or like somewhere. It'll be somewhere on this screen. You'll see it. Maybe follow me on TikTok. I don't know. I got to get back into the TikTok because the girls be doing the TikToks. But this was fun. I'm very proud of myself and I had a very good time. And I'm very hungry and starving and this wine sucks. So if you don't already know this, my name is Semaj and you have just tuned into the very first episode of Girl, We Need to Talk. And I love you. Thank you. And we can wrap.